Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video here on iStarly TV. So we had some Pokemon Scarlet and Violet news today, somewhat surprisingly. A lot of big name content creators were able to actually play 1 hour of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And so there's been a lot of new information coming out from the people who have played it. So obviously they only played 1 hour, and so that means they only played a portion of the game, but it seems like there's still a lot of really exciting information that they learned about the game that they have released either in footage or in their descriptions of it. So there was a lot of new information. I wanted to make this first video just about a few, I think, really big and discussion worthy points from what I'm seeing from all these people who've played the game. Now, a lot of my footage and information is coming from Cerebi, which is one of the best Pokemon websites on the internet. So I think you should definitely check out cerebi.net for anything Pokemon related. If you aren't aware already, I will post a link to them in the description. It's, again, the best Pokemon resource I think you could ever imagine. Anyways, with that being said, let's get to some news. So the first one I think is maybe the least exciting of the three, and maybe also the least surprising because of how it kind of continues from previous games, and that is there are no random encounters in the game as far as Pokemon are concerned, which means that it's kind of like Legends Arceus, where you can roam around the map, you see Pokemon in the overworld, and then you can get into battles with them if you want, or you can avoid them. Now, of course, it might be the case that they'll chase you down. Certain Pokemon will maybe chase after you or chase you down and initiate a battle with you anyway. But for the most part, as long as you see a Pokemon in front of you, you can choose to battle it or not battle it. So you can actually run away from it if it's like a Tailo, or not Tailo, a Fletchling, and you don't want to battle a Fletchling because it's weak, you can run away. The next bigger piece of information is something that we actually speculated, or that I really hoped would be the case in Scarlet and Violet. I know I made a video probably a couple months ago at this point where I was talking about things that I really want to be in the game. And this one is, and that is Overworld Shinies. So when you're running around the open world in Scarlet and Violet, you will see the Pokemon roaming around. You will be able to see if the Pokemon is shiny or not. So if you see a herd of Lechonks roaming around, playing around in the fields, you'll know if one of them is shiny, and you'll be able to go up to it and battle it from there. I'm not sure if Pokemon might run away, kind of like in Legends Arceus. That would be a little scary, but in Legends Arceus, if you saw an Overworld Shiny, you could just save the game right then and there, and then if the Pokemon happens to run away, you can reset the game and it'll still be there. I imagine that'll still be the case. Now, another thing to note about the Overworld Shinies is we don't yet have confirmation whether there will be some kind of like a visual or audio cue like there was in Legends Arceus, which is not that big of a deal. It does help and it does make it a lot more exciting, but we for sure know that there are Overworld Shinies, which again, I think that's great. For shiny hunters, that's excellent. I mean, you know, and I've actually seen some people say that they wish that there were not Overworld Shinies, because in Sword and Shield, it was really fun to like go in the wild area, encounter a Pokemon, and then it was a lot more exciting if you ran into a random shiny. I think I understand that point of view, but personally, I am really excited for Overworld Shinies, and I think that it makes shiny hunting a lot easier. Now, the funny thing too is I found that I have a lot of shinies in Legends Arceus. One big reason for that was because of the mass outbreaks. It was kind of easy to get shinies in those. So I kind of, did a lot of those. So I do have a lot of shinies from Legends Arceus. I do wonder if this makes shinies like easier to obtain, which makes them a little less valuable. I know that's another argument people might have. Personally, I don't mind. I'm just purely excited for this, for Overworld Shinies. So let me know in the comments what you think about Overworld Shinies. Are you super excited that they're back? Do you think that they are less exciting? Let me know. The final bit of information that I thought was really interesting and exciting to talk about in this video is that you can actually avoid all trainer battles in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet if you wanted to. So basically what we learned here is you will no longer be automatically stopped by trainers who want to battle you. This has been a thing in every single Pokemon game of all time. I guess every single Pokemon game where there are trainer battles, where you're walking in a route and then a trainer sees you, they automatically stop you, you can't move, and you have to battle them. It's a mandatory battle. Now, obviously, this was not the case in Legends Arceus because there were no trainer battles or no, kind of wild trainer battles in Legends Arceus. But in every other Pokemon game we've ever had, that was the case. So from what they're describing, what the people who've played this game are describing is you'll be roaming around in the overworld, either in the open world or maybe if there are like routes or cities and stuff. If you see trainers who you could battle, I think they'll have like a speech bubble above their head. And from there, you can choose to go up to them and initiate the battle. So you must initiate the battle with these random trainers. That, to me, I think that's really exciting. I mean, it gives you more control over how you want to play the game. Of course, one unfortunate thing that we do know about the games is that the experience share will not be able to be turned off. So I think that's really unfortunate, and that typically tends to make these games a lot easier. But with the trainer battles being basically optional, purely optional, it sounds, that's pretty exciting. I think that can increase speed runs for people. It can kind of increase challenge modes for people because you can just avoid all trainer battles if you really want to and just focus on maybe gym battles and stuff. So I think this is actually a really, really good addition to the games. Maybe it doesn't sound like such a big deal, but just what it does is it gives us, the players, a lot more control over how we're going to play these games, and that's always a good thing. So yeah, let me know what you think about that, the fact that we can avoid trainer battles in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I am excited for this. I think it's just the more new things that they can add to these games to change things up, I think the more excited I get. And once again, it just kind of really feels like it adds to the open elements of these games, the open world element, which means that we have complete freedom over what we do in these games, which is always great in Pokemon games. So thank you very much for watching. Please let me know what you thought about these features. Some of them are returning, some of them are kind of new. Are you excited for this? Are you upset about some of these? Definitely let me know in the comments. I'm really interested in hearing what you all have to say. Please also subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos, and definitely leave a like. Please don't forget that. And also, while you're at it, why not click the bell icon for notifications when I make new Pokemon videos? For the 1000th time this month, I am really, really, really excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's release on November 18th. We are now less than 1 month away from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet being in our hands. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you all very soon.